The International Conference on Combating Antisemitism, which was titled Generation Truth, took place in Jerusalem. World leaders and famous Jewish faces all coming together with one shared goal: to end the scourge of antisemitism. Set up by Diaspora Affairs Minister Amichai Shikli, a gala took place a day before International Holocaust Remembrance Day, featuring performances by Yuval Raphael and Idan Reichel, and a speech by Benjamin Netanyahu, who warned of shared enemies of Jews and the Western world.
Every country in Western Europe and in America, it's being invaded not by people of a different color, a different race, a different faith. That's not the point. It's people with a focused ideology, and the ideology is to destroy the West. And for this purpose, they've made common cause with the most ultra anti-Western progressives, and they have united. And they supposedly should disagree on everything, but they don't, because they want to destroy the West as we know it. And they agree on one thing. What is the thing that they agree on? World War Jew.
There were two recipients of awards for people who Israel deemed to have been strong in the fight against anti-Semitism. The first one went to the Department of Justice's Head of Council on Combating Anti-Semitism, Leo Terrell. And the second one was a posthumous award to Charlie Kirk, the founder of Turning Point USA. His pastor, Rob McCoy, accepted the award on his behalf, carrying the flame for him. Both Kirk and Terrell are Christians, they're not Jewish. And I asked the Trump anti-Semitism czar why it's so important for the Jewish people to have such allies as them.
What the haters want, they want only this issue to be focused on Jewish Americans. And they do not want the Jewish Americans to have help from other groups and people. They don't want blacks and browns and Christians and Baptists and Catholics helping them. The Jewish Americans have always come to the defense of every other group in our country. I mentioned up there, it was Jewish Americans who went down to Mississippi in the 60s to fight with black people to get their civil rights. So there is a history.
Both Terrell and Kirk are synonymous with the American right wing, and that kind of seemed to be a bit of a theme of this event. A lot of the speakers, a lot of the invitees did come from the right-wing political parties, and this has caused some controversy as there have been some members of parties with a history of anti-Semitism and neo-Nazism, such as the Polish party PIS. However, Amichai Shikli has said that it doesn't matter whether anti-Semitism is coming from the left wing or the right wing. It is important to stamp it all out.
Truly, the main threat for us here in Israel, for Jewish communities abroad, and for non-Jews is radical Islam. And we need to form this coalition to fight together the real threat that we are facing. Yes, there is a very tough history, but parties can change, parties can correct their way, people can change.
Now, one party with a history of neo-Nazism is the Swedish Democrat Party, the leader of which, Jimmy Åkesson, actually apologized to the Jewish community last year for the misgivings of its founders and early members. And he told me why it is so important to build bridges and to apologize for past mistakes, even if it wasn't from him.
Sweden Democrats is a Swedish nationalist conservative party. We have no reason to not support Israel and Israelis and support the Jewish population all over the world. Israel is fighting for its nation and for the existence of the nation, and so are we in Sweden. So we have a lot in common, actually.
It really was a who's who of global leaders who have signaled their support to both the Jewish community and Israel as a nation itself, including the former Prime Minister of Australia, Scott Morrison, the former Chancellor of Austria, Sebastian Kurz. Both of Jair Bolsonaro's sons were in attendance, including one who has signaled his attempts to oust Lula as the leader of Brazil. And also here, one of the biggest allies of Israel in his time in politics, the former New York Mayor Eric Adams, who told me that his hard work in combating anti-Semitism isn't stopping anytime soon.
We're going to actually look at establishing a business to push back on Americanism and anti-Semitism. There's a lot of great nonprofits, 501c3s and PACs that are doing that. We are now going to turn it into a business, and we also have a coin, New York City token. That token is going to use whatever proceeds that come about. A portion of them are going to go to deal with pushing back on the anti-Americanism and anti-Semitism. We have to meet it head on.
Now, I should note that with the crypto token he is talking about, there have been some accusations of rug pulling as it lost 90% of its value within the first couple of hours after its launch. But regardless of this, everybody here has come for the same goal, to combat anti-Semitism. And this is prevalent being the day before International Holocaust Memorial Day. On Holocaust Memorial Day itself, there is going to be another event featuring keynote speakers, but this gala and the events tomorrow is saying one thing: never again means never again.